Good evening to senior people who have joined. Dr. Sangeeta ma'am, Dr. Kiran ma'am, Dr. Kaushal sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Dr. Ajay. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
I'll just share the screen once.
Yes, sir.
Is it visible?
Yes, sir. You can check once for slideshow.
Slideshow पे करो.
हाँ. हो गया, sir. हो
Right?
गया.
I'll
Yes,
exit.
sir.
हाँ. Ashim, I've sent you a message. Just check.
Yes, sir.
Good evening,
Yeah,
everyone.
ma'am, I saw that.
Okay.
Good evening, Dr. Sangeeta, Dr.
Good
Deepa,
evening, sir.
Dr. Ashima,
Good evening.
Dr. Patil, Dr. Ajay.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Dr. Kiran ma'am, Latika.
Good evening,
Very
doctor.
good evening to everyone.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir. Good evening. Good
Dr.
evening.
Prakash,
Wow, wow. Dr. Arya has
Patil,
also joined. That's nice.
Dynamic Secretary, Dr. Prakash.
सर गुड इवनिंग सर आज गड़बड़ हो गई छत्तीसगढ़ वालों की भी इतने बजे
हाँ सेम है अभी है यस
दीपा मैडम गुड
टॉपिक
इवनिंग।
अच्छा है इम्पोर्टेंट है
Good
सर
evening.
पॉस्को एक्ट एडोलेसेंट वाले सर प्रणाम सर पाटिल
प्रणाम,
सर
प्रणाम।
प्रणाम
प्रणाम
सर
प्रणाम प्रणाम।
प्रणाम सर
गुड इवनिंग डॉक्टर कौशल
Sir, good evening, sir.
Satish. Hello.
नमस्ते संगीता मैडम नमस्ते
Namaste, Dr. Prakash.
चरण स्पर्श मैडम
Dr. Kaushal, Deepa, Latika, Dr. Patil तो बैठे हुए थे.
हाँ जी
नमस्ते
Ajay,
मैम।
Good evening,
Ashima.
ma'am.
So nice to see everybody, but वही है.
Good evening, Dr. Prakash.
हाँ गुड इवनिंग सर गुड इवनिंग
Good.
Good evening.
गुड इवनिंग मैडम
Madam A, Dr. Kiran. Good
Yes.
evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Very good
कैसे
evening.
हो?
बस ठीक है.
Good.
Welcome you all.
Madam का तो favorite topic है. Madam has been working on it for n number of years.
Yes.
Remember even in 2000.
Thank you all of you to join.
2007 when that
Good evening, sir. Good evening, Dr.
Hey,
Deepa.
man. बड़ी जल्दी
Good
जल्दी आ गए
evening,
वहां से
madam.
छत्तीसगढ़ को करके मैं.
नहीं,
Good
उधर अभी
evening.
start नहीं हुआ.
गुड इवनिंग डॉक्टर हिमा
हाँ.
मैडम
Good evening, Dr. Himandu, ma'am. Good evening.
sir. Good
Good
evening.
evening,
Good evening,
Satish
Dr.
Sharma
Dr.
ji,
Deepak,
Madam
आप
Sangeeta
अपने
Madam,
आप को
how are
rename
you?
कर लो।
Good evening.
हैं?
गौतम
आप
भाई गुड
रीनेम
इवनिंग।
कर लो अपने आप
नमस्कार
को।
सभी को नमस्कार
Ajay Gupta
गौतम?
ji, good evening.
हाँ जी,
आप
सर।
बेटे के नाम से हो।
डॉक्टर दीपक
जी।
अपना रीनेम करो. आपके बेटे का नाम आ रहा है.
अच्छा ये कैसे करते हैं रीनेम?
ऊपर अपनी इमेज के ऊपर ना 3 डॉट्स हैं राइट साइड पे कॉर्नर पे, वहां से हो जाएगा।
Hello Hema.
कैसे हैं सब लोग? Yeah, hi, how are you? Ashima, thank you. All of you are doing great job. Madam Sangeeta madam कैसी हैं? बहुत दिन हो
हेमा
गया.
बिंदु मैडम, यू आर
बहुत
इन
दिनों बाद
पार्लियामेंट।
दिखे
हेमा बिंदु मैडम,
Hema is very busy.
Deba doctor.
Yeah, please, Patil.
It is
Yeah,
her, yes,
in the
she's very
office.
busy.
Actually, there's another webinar in Chhattisgarh, same
I
time.
ये
know.
क्लैश कैसे हो गया? We had
I know,
applied
actually, I
for
told
it,
them
but
कि Central
2
HA से
महीने से
थोड़ा सा
पहले अप्लाई किया हुआ था।
डॉक्टर अजय हो गया?
से थोड़ा कंफर्म कर ले, नेक्स्ट टाइम विल टेक केयर।
आगे
हो गया, हो
आगे
गया।
से ध्यान देते हैं।
डॉक्टर दीपक हो गया।
हो गया जी।
Dr. Sukanta is there na
हाँ,
today.
डॉक्टर प्याली एंड डॉक्टर सुकांता आर ओवर देयर।
So I'll just can I
अच्छा
join in
डॉक्टर
few
अजय ये
minutes?
बताओ, ये
Deepa,
फोन पे भी व्हाट्सएप
permit
चलता
me to
रहेगा
just
साथ
go there
साथ?
for few minutes,
क्या
please.
चीज?
ये फोन पे भी व्हाट्सएप साथ साथ चलता रहेगा या बंद कर
Dr.
सकते
Deepa, मैं
नहीं,
few minutes
आपको
उधर जाके
व्हाट्सएप क्यों
आती हूँ।
चलाना है?
सॉरी मैम, क्या कह रहे हैं?
जैसे कि
Few
व्हाट्सएप
minutes, I'll
स्क्रीन पे
just go
चल
there
रहा है
and
तो
come
फोन
ठीक
back.
है,
पे बंद हो
फाइन,
जाएगा?
ज्वाइन इन।
नहीं, मैं समझा नहीं, आप क्या करना चाहते हो?
मैं फोन से व्हाट्सएप हटाना चाह रहा हूँ, हटा सकता हूँ, ये साथ साथ चलता रहेगा?
नहीं नहीं, हाँ हटा सकते हो।
ठीक। हाँ डॉक्टर आशिमा बता दो क्या करना है।
सर एक बार स्क्रीन शेयर करके देख लीजिए अगर हो रही है, या
कैसे
बैकअप
करते
के
हैं
लिए
वही तो
किसी
पूछ
से
रहा हूँ मैं।
रिक्वेस्ट करना है।
क्या
नीचे
करना है?
आपको एक एरो
ये
दिखेगी
शेयर
ग्रीन
आएगा।
कलर
शेयर, हाँ
की,
जी।
शेयर लिखा है।
पहले अपनी आपने वो अपने डेस्कटॉप पे
PowerPoint
शेयर
खोल
की हुई
लीजिए।
है
आ गया?
पीपीटी? नहीं आया।
सर
आपके
पहले आप
डेस्कटॉप पे है
PowerPoint
पीपीटी?
खोलिए। हाँ,
है? मेरे को तो दिख रहा है इधर।
नहीं,
सर
स्क्रीन
स्टॉप
शेयर नहीं
शेयर
हुई है।
करिए।
शेयर नहीं हुई स्क्रीन।
आप पहले अपनी PowerPoint खोल लीजिए कंप्यूटर में, स्लाइड
खुला
शो
हुआ
मत करिएगा,
है,
है
मिनिमाइज
ना?
किया हुआ है उसको मैंने।
बस ठीक है, अब आप शेयर करिए। शेयर
शेयर पे क्लिक किया।
शेयर पे क्लिक करके बहुत सारे टैब्स आएंगे, उसमें से PowerPoint वाले को चूज कर लीजिए। होल विंडो मत करिएगा, सिर्फ PowerPoint वाले को चूज करिए।
डॉक्टर आशिमा, वैसे आपके पास डॉक्टर दीपक की स्लाइड्स हैं?
नहीं,
उनको को भेज भी दें आपको?
आप ले लो, आप ऐसा कर लो, आप डॉक्टर दीपक की स्लाइड आप ले लो और आप है ना शेयर कर देना।
वो ये अच्छा है वैसे डॉक्टर आशिमा,
हम्म,
2 लोगों के पास रहना चाहिए and give it to
हमेशा
the
रहना
DIP.
चाहिए। हाँ,
हाँ,
हाय
DIP
लतिका।
people also. Then you don't waste that much of
हाँ,
time in that. हाँ.
Hello, good evening.
गुड इवनिंग डॉक्टर
गुड
समीर, थैंक्स फॉर जॉइनिंग इन।
गुड इवनिंग डॉक्टर
Hello,
समीर।
Dr. Samir.
थैंक्स।
Good evening. Yes.
गुड इवनिंग डॉक्टर समीर,
Good evening, sir.
मैडम
हाउ
अभी
आर यू?
हुई क्लियर?
नहीं हुई शेयर
Absolutely
डॉक्टर
fine.
दीपक। आप ऐसे कीजिए, एक बारी आशिमा को भी भेज दो अपनी स्लाइड्स,
अच्छा जी।
सो दैट बैकअप होना चाहिए अगर
गुड
आपका
इवनिंग
नहीं
डॉक्टर
होता।
समीर। डॉक्टर समीर गुड
Good
इवनिंग।
evening, good evening,
नहीं,
sir.
let
Good evening.
Ashima only share.
हाँ,
बस
That will be better.
Yeah, I request all of you to please join on 17th and 18th. Please be with the Central HA for our Wave
राइट
18
राइट
program,
राइट।
and Adolescent Gynecology is the topic for the next academic webinar.
17th and 18th April।
17th को तो Wave 18 है। आ
मैडम
गया
अभी
और
तो हो
18 को
गई।
वेबिनार
हाँ,
है।
अजय अब हो
हाँ,
गई?
आ गया
अब हो गए, अब हो
आ
गए।
गया, आ गया।
Perfect.
तो फुल
फुल स्क्रीन कर लो नीचे से।
यार इतना पढ़ा लिखा हुई नहीं, मेरे को तो प्रॉब्लम
अरे
है।
नीचे हैं, डॉट्स
नीचे
हैं।
नीचे जाओ, वहां पे पूरा हाँ
Slide
जी,
show
हाँ
पे
जी,
आ
अरे
जाओ।
उसके
या
साथ
तो ऊपर भी एक
ठीक है,
लिखा
ठीक
हुआ
है,
है
you are
स्लाइड
on the
शो,
right
वहां
track।
से भी हो जाएगा स्लाइड शो। ऊपर भी
एनिमेशंस
एक
के
जगह
साथ है
स्लाइड शो
ऊपर,
लिखा हुआ है।
ऊपर एनिमेशंस के साथ स्लाइड शो है।
नीचे कप सा दिखाई दे रहा है, उसको क्लिक करिए तो भी हो जाएगा।
हाँ,
या
नीचे वाले
इससे
पे आ
बस
जाओ।
थोड़ा और नीचे आओ, थोड़ा और नीचे,
और
थोड़ा और नीचे। ये
हाँ,
ना
ऊपर
हाँ यहीं पे, इसके लेफ्ट को
जो वॉल्यूम वाला, उसके साथ वाला, बगल वाला।
प्लस माइनस का साइन बना हुआ है ना, उसके
हाँ,
साइड
उसके
वाला।
साथ, हाँ,
हाँ
ये वाला, राइट राइट, डन।
ये गुड, डन।
मिनिमाइज कर लो आप।
अब
वापस आ गया।
या तो स्टॉप शेयर कर लो अभी।
हाँ, it is stop check कर लो।
सीखने का कोई समय नहीं होता, हमेशा सीखते रहो, सीखते रहो, सीखते रहो।
ऑप्शन
Lifelong learner.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
हमारे
बच्चे बहुत गुस्सा करते हैं, बच्चे बहुत गुस्सा करते हैं। अरे पापा आप लोग अभी तक नहीं
डॉक्टर आशिमा,
they feel
डॉक्टर
we are
पेमदेव को
slow
फोन कर दो, डॉक्टर
at
रुचिरा को फोन
times.
कर दो।
वेलकम डॉक्टर शर्मा।
डॉक्टर शर्मा नमस्कार।
गुड इवनिंग डॉक्टर
नमस्कार
शर्मा।
डॉक्टर शर्मा।
गुड इवनिंग।
नमस्कार
आनंद
सर जी,
शर्मा
बहुत बहुत
सर
सबको
नमस्कार।
पूरा बैठ के
Good evening.
होमवर्क कर रहे हैं।
आरजी शर्मा जी,
शर्मा सर,
सीजी
नमस्ते।
शर्मा जी, अजय सबको
अरे
नमस्कार।
thank
मैडम
you for
संगीता,
joining, Dr. Sharma.
दीपा,
Thank you.
नमस्ते सर, नमस्ते।
Sharma sir, good evening.
वेरी गुड इवनिंग।
डॉक्टर शर्मा नमस्कार।
सर
डॉक्टर पाटिल कुछ अपना होमवर्क कर रहे हैं?
नहीं 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 मैडम, मैं पहले
He's
सुन रहा आपका।
the initial ones to join, and very seriously he was doing something.
नो 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 मैडम।
Hello, Dr. Neha.
Good evening.
वेलकम डॉक्टर शमिक।
Very good evening.
शमीक, you are
वेरी
in
गुड
OPD,
इवनिंग।
sir.
वेरी
Good evening,
अभी
Dr.
खत्म
Shamik.
किया।
Welcome.
Good evening to all the dignitaries.
9
Good
बज गए।
evening, madam. Good evening. शमीक सर,
जी बोलिए।
ओपीडी का खर्चा इधर आधा भेज देना।
आधा हम अभी दान करने की सोच रहे थे, पूरा ही भेज देंगे।
Neha Singh from Maharashtra. Good evening.
Very good evening, ma'am.
We have two Neha Singhs actually. Shamik, good evening. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know that, ma'am. The mystery of that we know.
There's one more, yeah.
We know that also, ma'am.
Why you thought very scary. Shamik knows so many things.
It is 9 sharp.
So are we starting?
Do we have the
Yeah,
permission
स्टार्ट
to
कर दो
start?
या मैंने।
Please start.
Dr. Ruchira is joining and Dr. Pende may take some time to join.
Okay, you had a talk with him?
Anybody? Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
okay, fine.
Dr.
Start.
Pende couldn't answer the call,
I
but
was
Dr.
trying him.
Ruchira is joining.
She's joining.
Anybody from Central IAP who is
Dr.
likely to
Yogesh was
join?
supposed to join. Dr. Vasant said he will join. Neelam is away in Kenya, so she won't be joining.
Ma'am, we'll begin, and if there are people
Yes,
who are joining,
we'll
we'll
keep
acknowledge
on
them.
welcoming them. Yeah,
We'll
start.
welcome
Dr.
them.
J.K. Gupta has joined.
He
Chairman.
will not be able to join. He had expressed that he's traveling, ma'am.
Okay.
Dr. Satish is there. Sir will be. I'll ask sir to. So, are we live? Our host, AHA sir. Mr. Vivek was there, I think. Are we live and can we
are
begin?
in live, madam. We are in live. You can share that link, madam.
Okay.
Yes. So very good evening to all. On behalf of Delhi AHA, I take this opportunity to welcome each one of you who have taken out time to join for this webinar, which is the Central AHA webinar being conducted in the Silver Jubilee year. And for this month, Delhi AHA has been bestowed this privilege of conducting the webinar on medical legal issues in adolescents. I invite my dignitaries. I invite Dr. Deepa Pasi to welcome our Central AHA members. Over to you, ma'am, who's the chairperson of Delhi AHA.
I think you continue, Ashima. You're doing a good job.
Okay, ma'am. So Dr. Deepa Pasi is our Delhi AHA chairperson. We are very fortunate to be joined by Dr. Hima Bindu, ma'am, who's the chairperson, current chairperson of AHA, ma'am. Ma'am, over to you for blessings to begin.
Thank you, Dr. Ashima. Good evening to all the seniors and colleagues in IAP and AHA. Very excited to see that we are all celebrating the Silver Jubilee year of our Adolescent Health Academy, which is so dear to our hearts. All of us are so passionately working for young people over so many years. It's been 25 years, and the legacy by the seniors. I really salute all the past chairpersons. We have Dr. Sangeeta Yadav madam also here, and many who have worked so much for our Adolescent Health Academy. So it's just I'm humbly trying to do my responsibility as the AHA chairperson this year. And I would love to see the state branches all working so vibrantly in harmony, in sync with our larger goal. So we have action plans of our, the important thing is to empower our yuva on various fronts. So we are trying to create awareness in the ground, go to the youth where there are schools and colleges on different aspects, sexual wellness, metabolic, digital, mental wellness, and of course on medical legal aspects. I'm so happy that the Delhi branch has taken up this very important aspects of medical legal issues which are so important. I think most of the pediatricians in day-to-day practice, while we are doing capacity building, we are training them on how to handle adolescents. The common questions they ask us is, how do I face certain situations, especially when there are legal angle, where there's some legal issues. And we need to empower our pediatricians on this medical legal aspects. So we have Dr. Deepak Gautam and the experts from the HA who's working on this. I really appreciate Dr. Deepa Pasi, who's the president of our Delhi branch of AHA, Ashima, and all the office bearers, and of course my central AHA colleagues, Dr. Digita Patil, Dr. Sushma. We are all working together, and Arun Sharma is here, Dr. Shamik Ghosh, who's our joint secretary, RG Patil, who's been the joint secretary last year. Ajay Gupta ji, thank you for taking lead. And and all of us are involved in many committees in Central AHA. And we also would like to acknowledge the presence of our Joint Secretary, Dr. Ruchira, who's joined in. And they're all guests of honor here for this. I think Dr. Harish Pemde will join shortly. So my salutations.
He has joined.
And
Dr.
Yogesh Parekh, sir, has joined, who's our secretary from Central AHA. Kiran Agarwal, madam, many others. Atul ji, all welcome to this webinar. All the best for today's deliberations. Thank you.
Actually, Dr. Baswar said he will join. 1 minute, call my
Thank you, ma'am. I now have the privilege to invite Dr. Yogesh Parekh, sir, our honorary HSD Central IAP, sir, for your words of encouragement for today.
Thank you, Dr. Deepa, madam, for the inviting. And please go ahead. Heartiest congratulations to you and the Delhi team, Dr. Ajay and all, for arranging such a wonderful webinar. And Dr. Hema Bindu, Dr. Geeta Patil, madam, Dr. Sangeeta Yadav, madam, and all are working passionately for the AHA. And I am also the part of AHA since so many years. So I love to be here for the few moments. I have another meeting for the Central IP. So please go ahead. And we know the AHA is dedicatedly working for the academics. So we should not waste or waste some time for all this formality. Please go ahead. Thank you very much and best wishes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I think Dr. Hema Bindu ma'am had already thanked all our Central AHA office bearers. I will again like to just reiterate the thanks to all Professor Sir, Dr. Arun Sharma sir, present secretary Dr. P.V. Arya, Dr. Shami Ghosh, who were very supportive in helping us conduct this. With the permission of the chair, I now invite our guest of honor, Dr. Sangeeta Yadav ma'am, Professor past chairperson AHA, for her words of wisdom. Over to you, ma'am. Ma'am, you're mute. Ma'am, you're mute.
Yeah. Good evening, all. Thank you very much, Ashima. I thank, first of all, I would like to congratulate Dr. Hema Bindu for this special year, Silver Jubilee year, for which they are celebrating this. Different specialities are being given the topics to be discussed, which are of great relevance for the current times for the adolescents. And of course, the blessings of all the Central IAP members, stalwarts, are there with us. And the big team of Hema Bindu of 2025, which is actively supporting her for various programs and from the various states also. So I'm very happy that IAP Delhi has, AHA Delhi has got the opportunity to talk about medico-legal aspects, for which we have Dr. Deepak Gautam and Dr. Satish are there to take it forward on the topic which is going to discuss the various medico-legal aspects related to this. And many stalwarts are there who have been working in it, and especially working for the adolescents. And with their keen interest, they are all here on this webinar on the platform to learn and share their experiences. And we are also going to, we have a wonderful panel which is going to discuss various issues, sensitive issues of the adolescents. I thank the AHA Delhi, Dr. Deepa Pasi and Dr. Ashima and the whole team for giving me this opportunity to be the and give me the honor to be the guest of honor. And indeed, it is my pleasure. All the best for this program, and nice meeting all of you on the virtual world.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I now invite Professor Dr. Harish Pemde, sir, current non-zone president,
Yes.
vice president. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Ashima, and thank you all the people and office bearers of Delhi AHA. I remember that we organized one conference in the year 2000 when Dr. Sangeeta Yadav was the secretary of IAP Delhi and Dr. PSN was the chairperson or president of IAP Delhi. So it's a silver jubilee year of the first conference of adolescent health, which was organized in Delhi. And I'm happy that again Delhi is organizing this program, which is very, very relevant. And we have been questioning that whether the pediatricians should be seeing the patient till 18 years of age or not, from the perspective of legality. IAP has said it more than 25 years ago, but still many people ask this question as a legality. So maybe this and many other things which are still very, very useful, and all the questions remain. Every time you do this program, this becomes a very, very popular, and many questions remain unanswered even after the programs and in various conferences, especially related to the POCSO Act. And I can see Dr. Kiran Agrawal also here. And Deepak Gautam is our own expert on these issues. I'm sure that this is going to be a very, very useful webinar. Congratulations and best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I invite Dr. Ruchira ma'am, our Joint Secretary, Liaison Central IAP ma'am, for your few words.
Thank you, Dr. Ashima. It is really an opportunity to be here on this platform. To start with, I would like to acknowledge and give my a good evening to one and all, starting from HSD CIAP, Dr. Yogesh Parekh, Central AHA Office Bearers, Dr. Hima and Dr. Geeta Patil, Dr. Shamik Ghosh, Dr. R.N. Sharma, Dr. P.V. Arya, Delhi AHA President Dr. Deepa Pasi, Secretary Dr. Ashima, the young and vibrant one, and DHA and Delhi IAP President-elect Dr. Ajay, along with my co-guest of honor, Dr. Sangeeta Madam and Dr. Harish Pemde sir. And the today's speaker, Dr. Deepak Gautam and Dr. Satish sir, for a very interesting panel. A very good evening to one and all. Now, today's topic, that is addressing the medical legal aspects of adolescent in context of protection of children from sexual offences, POCSO Act 2012, is a crucial for understanding the intersection of legal mandates and adolescent health rights in India. It has got its own implications. There are challenges, and we know that there are a lot of issues, starting from mandating reporting versus confidentiality, criminalization of consensual adolescent relationships, access to abortion services, etc., etc. And I'm sure that today's panel we are going to get much more knowledge on the various aspects of this topic. Once again, I'm really very eager to listening to the panel discussion, and thank you all for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, Dr. Deepa, and thank you, Dr. Ashu. And I... Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So, congratulations in advance. Over to you.
Ashima?
Dr. Ashima, are you there?
Ashima? Ashima?
Dr. Deepa, you can take over. I think
Yeah,
Ashima has
start करा दो sir.
Let me just call Ashima.
Dr. Ashima, please unmute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Before we begin with the lecture, I think a big thanks to IAP Medicolegal chapter who agreed to partner with us in this very sensitive topic. I thank Dr. J.K. Gupta, who is the chairman of IAP Medicolegal chapter. He could not join with us today. So I invite Dr. Satish Sharma to say a few words and then we'll begin, sir.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. At the very outset, I congratulate the National AHA led by Madam Dr. Hima Bindu, Dr. Prakash Virarya, Dr. Shamin Ghosh, Dr. Patil, Dr. Arun Sharma, and the Delhi HA, led by Dr. Deepa Pashi, Dr. Ashima, Dr. Koshar, and Dr. all others, and our North Zone Vice President, Dr. Harish Pemde, Dr. Ruchira, and all other dignitary, all faculty, to congratulate for the celebration of the Silver Jubilee year for the AHA, and to collaborating with IAP Medical Chapter for this a very important webinar. And this webinar aims to address the complex medical legal issues and tricky situation surrounding adolescent, particularly in the context of the child protection and the right. I look forward today that it will be very thoughtful, provoking discussion, and there will be valuable insight from all our esteemed faculty, participant, and the panelists. And I hope and I wish that this will be a great benefit for our all pediatrician, because ignorance of the law is not excuse. So there are certain situations, certain laws we should be well versed, which will be threadbare discussed today. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. I now take this opportunity to invite Dr. Deepak Gautam, sir, the past chairperson of Delhi AHA and representative of the executive board from North Zone for AHA. Over to you, sir, for his lecture. I invite our guest of honors, Dr. Sangeeta ma'am, Dr. Pemde sir, and Dr. Ruchira ma'am, and Dr. Satish Sharma sir to be the chairpersons for the same, and we conduct the interactive questions towards the end of the lecture. Over to you, sir. Dr. Deepak
We
Gautam,
welcome
sir.
Dr. Geeta Patil.
Thank you, Dr. Ashima.
Actually,
And
Dr.
good
Geeta
evening to
Patil also has
everyone.
joined.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, Dr. Geeta Patil, Manmeet,
Good
everybody for joining, taking out your time. Thank you so much. Dr. Shalini, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Dr.
And if I'm
Ashima.
missing someone, please excuse me, because who all I'm able to see, I'm just pointing it. Dr. Deepak, please start. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Deepa. And good evening to everyone. Today topic given to me is the medical legal aspects of adolescent medicines. Actually, I will just enumerate few points and which are relevant to doctors dealing with adolescent, because this topic is very vast and in 20 minutes it is very difficult to cover. But I'll just mention few points which every one of us might be knowing, and we should know it if we don't know it. So
You can share your screen.
is it?
Yes, sir, it's visible. Just screen show mode.
Please, full screen.
Slide. Yes, sir.
Slideshow mode. Yeah,
Yes,
great.
sir.
Is it there? No.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can see.
And as if we all know that adolescent is a young person who is transitioning from Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir,
Very
we can
visible.
see.
Okay, from childhood to adulthood, typically between the age of 10 and 19 years as defined by the WHO. And this period is characterized by physical growth, emotional growth, cognitive development, social development. And adolescent, as all we know, is a critical stage that lays the foundation for adult behavior and health. Treating adolescent patients require doctors to navigate sensitive legal and ethical issues. And what are the key aspects to consider? I just mentioned like a bullet points because it is really a very vast topic given to me. And we start with the privacy and confidentiality. As we all know, if I'm speaking very fast, Dr. Ajay, please tell me, because I just want to
Sure, sir.
15
No
minutes.
problem.
Privacy and confidentiality, and it is a maintaining confidentiality is a cornerstone of medical ethics and law. Patients 18 years or older must respect the privacy of adolescent patients aged 18 or older. Information shared during consultation cannot be disclosed without the patient consent, and the patients who are below 18 years needs parental permissions to disclose information, and there are laws if we breach this confidentiality. And there are some exceptions, like while maintaining privacy and confidentiality, there are specific exceptions, as all we already knows that if there is any notifiable disease, sexual abuse, self-harm, risk to the community, illegal or criminal activity, then always there is a conflict between consent, assent. So assent is referred to a simple agreement or permission given by a patient, especially minors, to undergo care that involves history taking, physical examination, and routine investigations. And here I just want to mention that physical examination means very basic physical examination, like examining the throat or examine auscultations. But if you are examining any kind of other sensitive part, like private parts or any as part which child or the adolescent feel that he feels uncomfortable, then we should take a informed written consent, because you never know who can put you in litigations. There are cases reported like this when doctor even after taking the verbal consent of a patient's mother have been sued for the misbehavior of or to the girl child. Then there is a consent. Consent is a legal agreement, all of us know. We took consent very lightly, but we all must know that consent is a legal agreement between two or more people when they understand and agree on the same thing in the same sense. What you are telling, the doctor telling the patient should understand that what is going to be there. And it comes under the section 13 of Indian Contract Act 1872. What are the key guidelines for consent? Consent must be taken from a major, and in our country, majority age is 18 years or older. Patient below 18-year consent must be obtained from parents or any legal guardians. There is one exception: if there is a hostel inmates age 12 years or older, he may require informed consultation specific to their circumstances. It is advisable to inform and involve parents even when the patient is of consenting age and consider them as a witness. Because what is consent? Consent is a kind of an agreement and or a contract, and any agreement which is enforceable by law is contract. So we should all treat consent as a contract. And in contract, we have two parties. We have the witness. So parents, we must try to involve parents as a witness. Consent must be specific to the patient and to the procedure, and any potential severe complication, no matter how rare it is, should be disclosed. What we do, we enumerate so many things that this can happen, this can happen, this can happen, but we are in habit of, as a doctor, I am telling, concealing the fact, which we say is 1 in 1 lakhs, 1 in 10 lakhs. But if that happens to that patient, that is 1 in 1. So that is 100% to that. So any serious complication must be enumerated while you are taking a consent. And consent must be taken by a doctor who is dealing, because normally in hospitals, in big corporate hospitals, and even in small nursing homes, resident medical doctors take consent, and consultants who actually is treating the patient is not come in agreement with the parents or the patient. Here also some exceptions. And one thing also, in consent, any kind of enumeration should be there. We always hesitate talking about money, but if it is always advisable, if we are doing some surgical process or a big process which involves money, we should tell the patient, and it should also be the part of the consent. Then there is an adolescent sexuality. Adolescent sexuality involves various legal, ethical, and medical considerations. Below are the key points relevant to the Indian context. Legal age of the consent and marriage. Age of consent in India is 18. There are different clauses also which says you can, like IPC 18, 89, 90 says you can take consent or assent from 12-year-olds, but the majority law, we should always follow the majority law, because if we are facing any litigation, then in court of law, all that assent and everything which we consider very comfortable in our and on our side is always goes against us. So it is always better to take an informed consent, and if the patient is below 18 years, we must involve any legal guardian. And now the age of sexuality consent for sexuality, it is an 18 year also. Marriage, as of now it is 20 year of for boys, and minimal age for marriage is 18 year for girls. And live-in relationship also is not illegal in India and are granted certain legal rights also, like domestic violence, child custody, maintenance, inheritance. In 2 or 3 judgment from Supreme Courts, they have granted the inheritance to the progeny of live-in relationships. So we should all hardly either as a doctors we are not concerned with, but because it is dealing with adolescent, we should know this. Homosexuality is also now legal in India after decriminalization of the section 377 of IPC, and now after BNS, it is totally removed from the Indian law. Then the MTP Act, Medical Termination 1970, applies to all women 18 years or older. Earlier, it was saying that it should applies only to the married woman, but now it is regardless of the marital status. We don't need any kind of confirmation or any authorization from the other partner. Permissible time frame is up to 20 weeks and up to 24 weeks. Special cases, including rapes. Hello?
Please go ahead, sir.
Up to 24 weeks for special cases, including rape survivor, minors, disabled women, and beyond 24 for some severe fetal anomalies. And we know that we all know medical board also for that. Requirement, the procedure must be conducted in registered medical fraternity facility, obtained informed consultation from the patient. From the patient is must in any condition. We should avoid, let me tell you few cases in IPC 13313. There are many cases in gynecologists are booked for this act, and the minimum punishment is 7 years or more if we don't take the consent from the patient and only take like we used to do it, but we should avoid only taking consent from the husband or partner or parents or whatever. We should maintain strict confidentiality about the case and keep an admission registers and submit monthly data to local authorities. Then come the Protection of Child from Sexual Offence Act 2012. This is the one act which is the most concerned with for the doctors who are dealing with the adolescents. So key features of this act is the gender neutral. It applies to all children regardless of the gender, but practically it applies to males only. I have not seen any case where it applies to female or any punishment or any kind of penalty is given to the girl. So practically still we are gender biased. So theoretically this act is a gender neutral, but not practically. It covers various types of sexual abuse, including penetrative abuse, non-penetrative abuse, or any kind, whatever we call as sexual activity like sexual abuse, sexual harassment, pornography of the children's, and penetrative we all know. And In penetrative also there are two classification. One is if we say it is an aggravated sexual abuse or aggravated sexual assault. Aggravated means when it is committed by any person who can give any kind of lalach and or in a position of power, or who can use his or her position to take sexual advantage from the adolescent. And we must remember that doctors come under these categories. And what is the problem in aggravated assault? Because if same assault is done by a normal person, and if same assault is done by a person who is in the position of power, the punishment varies. Their punishment is 3 years, here punishment is 7 years. If for the same act, their punishment is 7 years, it is 10 years. If there is a punishment of 10 years, here it is life imprisonment. So if anyone, especially doctors, we must be aware of all these things. Punishment is very clearly prescribed in this act, and it varies from 3 years to the life imprisonment, as I have told you, depending on the severity of the abuse. And what is more very much concern to us is the mandatory reporting. There is very much confusion what mandatory reporting is. Mandatory reporting is if by any source or by our examination, by history, or any indication we got that this adolescent who is below 18 years is being sexually assaulted, we must inform to the law enforcing agencies of the area, of our local area. It may be local SHO or the committees, different kind of committees formed by the government. Mandatory. And one thing also I just want to clear here, that mandatory reporting is not by everyone. If you know that this act or this case is already reported to the law enforcing agencies, then you need not to worry and you need not to inform. And there is a punishment also for this. If you don't report, then the minimum imprisonment for 6 months, there is fine also. And I have attended one case in Jabalpur in POCSO Act, where they have given the punishment of 3 years for not reporting to a gynecologist. And the case was reported by her colleague only, who was a radiologist. So she sent the patient, who is the pregnant 17-year-old pregnant lady, a girl, to the radiologist colleague for the ultrasound. He reported, but he also told who referred to her, because the gynecologist was the first contact and the case was not earlier reported. So it is a very critical situation. We should all be sensitive to this. Only thing we must remember in all this act, POCSO Act, we are not judge, we are not lawyers, we are not going to protect anybody. We must know one thing. If age is 18 year of less than 18 year, irrespective of the sex, whether it is a male or a female, we have to report it to the law enforcing agencies. Nothing, everything else is just theoretical. But practically, we only remember mandatory reporting. Rest all is theory and for the law agencies. Then Juvenile Justice Act and legal drinking age in India, we also mentioned this is 21 years. But conclusion, doctors treating adolescent must balance confidentiality, consent and legal obligation, a thorough understanding of relevant laws, ensure ethical and lawful practice while protecting the rights and well-being of young patient and of course ourselves also. Thank you so much. I think I am within the time and I'm here to answer if any specific question is putting to me, and time allotted by Dr. Deepa, 10 minutes for questions.
Thank you, Dr. Deepak, for maintaining the time. And the house is open for questions, 2-3 questions. Dr. Deepak and Dr. Sharma are there to answer you.
There's one case in Chhattisgarh where headmaster of a school, he has been punished for non-reporting a case in the school. Yeah. So this is one of the, even the institution, they are admitted or about this is survivor come. So anybody, even the neighbor, even in the family member, even the person who has seen it. So they have to report whether is going to be assault, impending assault, or is assault has been done. So that has to be reported. Yeah.
Anybody else who wants to ask a question?
I think Dr. Kiran had made few comments. I will request Kiran ma'am to speak if she's available.
After Dr.
With her
Kiran, Dr.
experience.
Shalini can come on the line. She wants to ask a
Yes,
question.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Is it the duty of parents also to report? Like if they are bringing the child,
Yes. In the law,
they're
it is duty
bringing
of
the child
parents
to the
also.
doctor, so they become the first
Dr.
person.
Ajay, this rule of mandatory information or mandatory reporting applies to everybody. But parents usually don't report in our country. They try to hide. We also in a critical
As you mentioned that case in Chhattisgarh, where radiologist reported the case, but the gynecologist didn't. So even the parents become liable.
The parents can always say, we never knew, we came to the doctor, she missed the period, we came to the doctor, she never told us. But gynecologist suspected it, no?
It depends
This is a major problem.
Whether she wrote or did a UPT or not.
Yeah. He did a UPT.
Ah.
I was personally present in the High Court. She did a UPT.
Who's on the line?
Dr. Meeta Kejri.
Okay,
Yeah.
Dr. Meeta. Okay.
Sir, only on the suspicion can we report? Like we are not sure whether.
Yes, you have to report.
Yes,
report.
Like,
if
if
the
Suspicion of what kind, sir, ma'am?
Pregnancy.
Sexual abuse.
No, but
abuse or
Sexual abuse or pregnancy.
Dr.
Yeah.
Meeta, she did the urine test.
Okay,
Urine
after
test
that.
was positive. After that, she
Okay,
said.
after that. Okay, fine.
Even if you suspect, you have to report.
Yeah, if the age is less than 18 years, then it comes under the
No.
POCSO.
This is not the case, sir. Even if you suspect, if she would have written, this is the verdict of judge. Even if she have sent the patient for ultrasound for confirmation of pregnancy, then that was a different case. She was confirmed that this girl is pregnant. She sent the girl for the well-being of the fetus or whatever they write there.
इसमें डॉक्टर दीपक इसमें एक कैच है.
हाँ जी.
This rule doesn't apply to children. Child means less than 18 years. If they don't report, they are not punishable. It is only adult person if it is
Yes, sir.
knowledge.
Only adult person.
Yes, Dr. Shalini. You
Can I?
unmute yourself. Yes, please. Yes.
Can I comment?
Yes.
We were doing a. Oh, sorry. I thought you asked me.
Okay. First, Dr. Kiran, then Dr. Shalini.
Yes.
Yeah. Dr.
This
Kiran, please come over.
Informed consent means the adolescent should be informed that even she has the right to refuse to give the consent. Even this information also has to be given to the survivor. Not only that she has to give the consent. She has to be told that she has right to refuse for any specific examination or any other thing if asked for, right? Then now the victim word is not used, or instead of victim or the patient, the term should be used as survivor. Even the institutional head, if anyone in the institution doesn't report, it becomes the responsibility of the institutional head. The institutional head can also be punished for not reporting by anyone in his or her institution. So all the institutional heads, they should know that under the POCSO, this mandatory reporting should be, everyone should know about this.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah.
Shalini, ma'am.
Yeah. So 2 points I wanted. One, Dr. Kiran rightly said, anybody in authority, doctor, teacher, school, institution has to report. That is for sure. The only thing is that nowhere in the POCSO Act does it say when the reporting has to be done. And when we were doing our course with Shakti at NIMHANS, it was pointed out that whenever you see the patient and you suspect there is sexual abuse has occurred, kindly note down that we are in conversation, because a lot of times due to certain reasons, so society reasons, the parent is not ready, the child is not ready to report, you would say that we are in the process of reporting, because nowhere in the POCSO Act does it say कि हमें कितने दिन के अंदर रिपोर्ट करना है, हमें तुरंत रिपोर्ट करना है, महीने में करना है, साल में करना है, 6 महीने में करना है. So
No, ma'am, it is not written.
No,
It is
no,
a
no,
gray,
no,
Shalini. It is a gray area, but you have to report immediately.
Yes.
You have to report immediately. Only condition, just let me finish. The only condition, if you confirm that the case is already reported, then you can avoid reporting. Otherwise, you have to report before anybody else report. And in case it comes out that you knew before him or her, then there is a problem.
Thank you, Dr. Deepak. Yes,
No,
Dr.
this is
Shamik.
such a sensitive area. No. Just
I would
let me clear. This reporting should be done as early as possible. Even though somebody knows about it, that something is going to happen, and if you don't report and something happens, that also will be taken as not reporting.
Non-reporting.
Yes, that is
Even
what I am
before
saying,
something
ma'am.
happens.
That is what I am saying. If you have a proof that that case is already reported, then there is no need to report.
Yes.
Otherwise, you have to report.
As soon
Yes,
as
Dr.
soon
अगर
as you come
आपको
to know
कोई
about
भी
it.
ये झूठ बोल दे कि रिपोर्ट ऑलरेडी हो गया, तो आप अपनी तरफ से
You have to see the
You
report.
have to, as a person, if you are the attending doctor, you have to report.
See the proof.
Yes,
That
Dr.
is the
Shamik,
only
please come
test.
in.
What we are discussing here, POCSO Act, so long, such a big act, as a doctor, we should only focus on the mandatory information, mandatory reporting. Other things are not applicable, and we should not be the culprit also. Then the saja हमारी तो थोड़ी ज्यादा हो जाएगी.
The doctor is supposed to only report, not investigate.
Yeah.
Pardon?
It's only doctor has to report, not investigate.
Yes, the investigation part is of the police and the local authority.
But this is wrong concept that even after 6 months you can report. No, it is not like that.
What?
It is, somebody said, I think Shalini said, it is not written under the POCSO Act that when you should report. It can be even after 6 months. No, it is not.
This comes under the Criminal Act. Even you can report if there is not reporting after 2 years. There is no limitation. Law of limitation don't applies to criminal laws.
No, it is not like that.
Okay.
That you have time to report I mean, number of years you have to report. No, it is not
I would
like
request
that.
Dr. Sharma to comment upon it.
Sir, in consumer cases, it is up to 2 years is the limit.
Sir, this is not a consumer case.
No, but in this case, you are saying on a civil cases. But in this case, although the time is not mentioned, but they say once you do the examination, survivor brought to you, the survivor can go to 3 places. Either the survivor can go to police station directly, or they can go to a hospital for the treatment, or they can brought to you directly. So as soon as you examine, taking consent after that, within 24 hours, you have to report that case.
Thank you, Dr. Sharma, for your inputs. Yes, Dr. Shamik, please come in.
24 hours when you come to know. If you come to know after 2 years and there is no information given, then you have to report within 24 hours. Don't confuse things.
No, sir.
Dr. Shalini, you are right.
Once you have examined the patient,
Dr. Sharma, you are right. Dr. Sharma
is speaking I would request one person to
Dr.
speak.
Sharma, you are right. But Dr. Shalini is saying you can wait up to 6 years after knowing the case.
No.
That is not the case.
No, that is wrong.
No, it is not. No, it is not like that. Because under the POCSO, even if you in your OPD patient comes to you for something else, and you take the history and you come to know about it that something is going to happen. It has not happened, but your patient tells you that somebody is making advances or somebody is going to do something, and you don't report, and that thing happens. That is also taken as not reporting. It is not that something happened, only then you report.
No, ma'am, no.
So I think as a
Yes, it is.
policy,
I don't
we
know what
should
he's
No,
saying,
it
but
is.
this is
It
not
is.
the
It
case.
Sir,
is.
madam is
as
right
a
that
policy, we should
So
report
what is the last word, Dr. Deepak, from your end? The message has to go clear and crystal. Dr.
I think
Deepak,
report it
what is
immediately.
the message? That it mandatory report has to be done whenever you come to know
You
that
come
the...
to know
Yes.
if you are not sure that it is already reported.
Yes.
Dr. Deepa, can I just come in?
Yes,
Just
please.
two things.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
I mean, it's been an excellent presentation. Thank you, Dr. Deepak. Just 2 points. One is we have definitely sent out a clear message that we have to report. No, there's no compromise there. And it's very obvious that you have to report as soon as you come and you become aware of the situation. There cannot be any delay. If I can, I should report in 10 minutes or 24 hours, but I have to report. I think so it will be for the benefit of the audience if the method of reporting is also clearly elucidated. Because most of us doctors, we have an inherent hesitation in calling up the police or going to a police station ourselves. So I think so it should be very clear to the audience how you can.
We
Can you
will
just make a
discuss
phone
this in
call?
the panel.
Okay.
So we're
fine.
going to discuss this in the panel.
Yeah, but I mean, whether you can just call up on a phone or you need to send something written, who is the one who should be accepting? These things have to be made clear, because it's fine for us to say it has to be reported, but we have to get over the inhibitions that doctors have in reporting a case.
And Dr. Deepa, one last thing, one exception, Supreme Court of India in judgment 2 years back given to the gynecologist in case of medical termination of pregnancy. If a girl below 18 years comes to the gynecologist for medical termination of pregnancies, the Honorable Chief Justice of India has given this privilege to the gynecologist that she can be exempted from mandatory information. That is a judgment, precedence, but not under the POCSO Act.
Thank you for the input. Yes, last question from Dr. Atul, please, then we'll bind up.
Can I speak something?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. मैम इसमें बड़ा क्लियर रिटर्न है लॉ में जो कंफ्यूजन चल रही है आई कैन रीड दैट स्टेटमेंट आल्सो वो कह रहे हैं कि एनी पर्सन हु हैज एप्रीहेंशन दैट द ऑफेंस अंडर पॉक्सो एक्ट इज लाइकली टू बी कमिटेड वर्ड इज लाइकली टू बी कमिटेड और हैज नॉलेज दैट सच एन ऑफेंस हैज बीन कमिटेड ही शैल प्रोवाइड सच इंफॉर्मेशन टू द लॉ एनफोर्सिंग एजेंसी बड़ा क्लियर है ये इसमें अगर आप सस्पेक्ट भी कर रहे हो ना मैडम ठीक बोल रही हैं देन आल्सो यू हैव टू रिपोर्ट अगर if there is failure in this case then you are punishable जो 6 months fine both whatever it is तो बड़ा clear है उसमें.
Thank you, Dr. Kaushal. Yes, Dr. Atul, your last comment and then we'll start with the panel discussion.
मैम मेरा क्वेश्चन डॉक्टर घोष ने ले लिया बस मुझे पता करना था कि कैसे और किसको रिपोर्ट करना है.
Yeah, we'll be taking in the
सर 3 जगह कर सकते हो बेस्ट डॉक्टर के लिए 1098 पे फोन करो देन योर जॉब इज डन बाकी वो अपनी एजेंसी एक्टिवेट हो जाती है. नो नीड टू कॉल पुलिस तो पुलिस वाला क्लिनिक पे आएगा और तमाशा बनेगा 2 सवाल पूछेगा.
1098 is recorded 1098 it is recorded and the action will be taken.
Yeah.
And the identity also won't be disclosed.
Time to him सब आ जाएगा उसमें.
So without any tension, without any problems, the doctor can report at 1098. That is a national helpline. Thank you. Over to Dr. Ajay.
Thank you all.
Just Deepa, just one comment.
Yeah. Yes,
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I was just saying that for the private pediatricians, we were little not used to being exposed. But for in the government sector, all the government doctors are mandated to have this training. And after this POCSO came in, there was a training for the medical officers, and actually even the doctors in the government actually hesitate. Then we have to stress sometimes, you know, as administrators and HODs, we need to request and actually we have to tell all the emergency doctors who are on duty cannot refuse and they have to do all the formalities. So they are doing, whether it is by force or willingly, non-willingly, they are doing. All the government doctors are doing and they are now comfortable. I think it's like they take it as part of their duty that they may be called to the courts anytime and they get ready for it and they get summons and they do it as part of the duty. So only the private pediatricians, we feel a lot of hesitancy and I think we should get used to it and work without hesitancy. And of course, 1098, I agree that it is the most, I think, non-intimidated one and we can be not directly exposed and still the things can be taken care of.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
You can report to the Child Welfare Committee of the region.
Yes, Child Welfare
Yes.
Child Welfare Committee or this number or police. Three
Yes,
reporting
three reporting.
places.
Yes, right, Hema. It's being done through the government machinery. We have all been going.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
It is
Thank you.
simple to remember as 1098.
Yeah.
Yes.
So without much delay, I think I'd like to thank Dr. Deepak Gautam for finishing very much in time so that this detailed interactive question and answers could be taken for. And now we move ahead to another very interesting panel to which most of us are eagerly waiting for. It's my privilege to invite Dr. Ajay Kumar Gupta, who has been a very active member of Delhi AHA and currently the president-elect for Delhi IAP. Over to you, sir, for taking over the panel for how to deal with tricky situations concerning medical legal issues in adolescents. So, sir, would be inviting our esteemed panelist also.
Thank you, Dr. Ashima. Screen is visible?
Yes, yes, it's visible.
So we'll be having some cases which deal with the tricky situations. We have esteemed panelist, Dr. Satish Sharma, Secretary of the Medical Legal Chapter, as well as past Vice President, North Zone, Dr. G.P. Kaushal, past President, IAP Delhi, and EB member from for Central IAP from Delhi. Dr. Deepak Gautam, again, past President, IAP Delhi. Dr. Latika Bhalla, she is Senior Consultant at Gangaram Hospital and past Chairperson of the Delhi AHA chapter. Dr. Deepa Pasi is currently Chairperson AHA Delhi. And Dr. Deepa Gupta is a senior gynecologist and she is the Chairperson of Community Health and Public Awareness Subcommittee of Association of Gynecologists in Delhi and part of the Safe Motherhood Committee of POCSO. Welcome all the esteemed panelists and I thank the organizers for giving us this opportunity to do this panel. So first question is for Dr. Sharma. What are the salient provisions of POCSO Act? And as already Dr. Deepak has discussed, is it gender neutral?
I think in India, the sexual abuse remain a significant issues. If I go by the data, the prevalence approximately 28% of the children in India have experienced some form of the sexual crime. And reporting is only about 65% of these crimes are reporting. There is family involvement. As you know, around 90% of the cases involve perpetrators who are family member or they are known to the child. And in pandemic impact, when there was lockdown, during lockdown, there was significant increase in the report of the cases. And in the first 10 days of the lockdown, there was 92,000 cases were reported by Child Health Line. The crime rate in 2021, there was 1,49,000 cases of crime against children, with 36% being the sexual offenses. So these statistics highlight the urgent need for comprehensive measure to protect children and support the survivor. And for this POCSO Act, it was although formulated in June, it was implemented on 14th of November 2012, and it is a gender neutral act. And there are certain provisions in this act. This, as we have been told, that is a gender neutral. The rape of a girl less than 12 years is a death punishment. The rape of a girl less than 16 years of age, minimum 10 years to maximum of 20 years. If a person uses private part against the body part of a child, this is considered a serious crime and the punishment is 7 years to the life imprisonment as per the section 4 of the POCSO Act. If a person touches the private part of a minor or forces a minor to touch their private part, then the punishment is 3 to 5 years. And if a person has anything and a minimum 3 years of imprisonment, sexual act in front of a minor and forces a minor into doing any kind of sexual act or forces a minor to watch even the pornography. So 3 year imprisonment, maximum life imprisonment. And as we have been discussing that if not reporting a case, it is 6 months. So they are having different criteria already been told by Dr. Gautam. And
So the next question is,
aggravated and all things. Dr. Botham, please take floor.
what are the categories of sexual offences under this act? I think we
Dr.
have-
Ajay, I have already told this. These are sexual assault, whether penetrative and non-penetrative, and it becomes aggravated when it is done by any person who is in the position of power. Sexual harassment also comes under it. Sexual harassment means it covers like even uttering a words or making sound with sexual intent, exposing a child to sexual content or stalking a child. Even a use of child pornography comes under the POCSO Act. So these are the various categories as I have already described.
Sir, as pediatricians, we have an advantage that we can have a camera in our OPD chamber.
Yes,
If we
sir,
are
I
not,
am having, yeah, I can show you.
if not examining the private part of a child.
Yeah, yeah.
So we must have a display that you are under CCTV.
मेरे को ना फोकस करना नहीं आता, मेरे बिल्कुल ऊपर लगा हुआ है सर.
अच्छा, अच्छा. Next is for Dr. Kaushal. Sir, if when a 5-year-old girl is suspected of being sexually abused but cannot express herself verbally, how to handle such a case? Because you are the DMS of Baba Sahib Ambedkar Hospital, you must be coming in such situations in hospital.
Sir, actually we have well established one-stop center. उसमें काफी tackle हो जाता है. But I would like to mention कि 5-year-old is definitely a sensitive situation, and action need to be performed with sensitive approach with adherence to, I would say, ethical and legal guidelines. And I would say because it is a small child, you have to gather information in a very child-friendly environment, or I would say ambience, and in a very non-judgmental way. Don't impose things on the child, and also give adequate time and support to the child to express and speak. Don't interrupt his or her thoughts or judge her experience. That will not be fruitful for extracting the information. And as has been already discussed, that consent of the parent or guardian is a must in this situation, but there might be certain situation when both are not available. In that case, as an institutional head, you can put some female doctor or maybe some other responsible female in the best interest of the child who can play that role. And also, I would say that the principles of examination of child remain the same. Being pediatricians, we know how to examine the child and all. But here the point is you have to differentiate between the medical condition and this thing, sexual abuse. And certain cues, I would say that unusual behaviors, certain posture, difficulty in sitting, walking, etc., and unexplainable injuries, they are the cues which, especially in genital and perigenital areas, I would say.
Sir, we will discuss it later.
Sorry. Okay.
Sit later.
Okay, done. But then, in case of language barriers, sir, we have got an option to this thing for an interpreter, and we can use help of a doll or body parts because child doesn't understand by name as such. And also collection of samples is very important. And one more thing is that there might be situation that the child is brought by the abuser him or herself. In that case, it's our duty by judging if you come across that probably he's the abuser, it is better to screen the child from that person and to get the information. And of course, basic laws of confidentiality and this thing remains the same. And also, one thing is there, reporting, mandatory reporting is a must. That repeatedly we are discussing, and MLC has to be made in that case. That is my take on it. And just to remove the apprehension of others, that it's well laid in the law that no person shall incur any liability, whether civil or criminal, for giving information in good faith. So better है report करो उस case को जरूर. If you even suspect or confirm it, there is no question that you will not report. And also don't forget to provide first aid. Treatment comes always first. Sometimes injuries are to the extent that treatment need to be prioritized before all this FIR reporting, everything. That child need to be saved, has to be kept safe. That is my take on this question, sir.
If there is any social worker, you can assign the duty to the social worker to do the paraphernalia work and provide the treatment to the child.
Yeah, we can do that, sir. There is clear-cut provision in the law for interpreters, social workers, child psychologists. All things can be done with that, depending upon availability. Because most of, I would say, my Delhi hospital hardly any. We have got only 2-3 child psychologists in whole of Delhi who are on roles. Yeah. So there is lot we have to extract from available manpower. Thank you.
Dr. Latika, are there any specific needs of such children? Like child has been brought in the hospital.
Good evening, everyone. I think for the child has to be totally comfortable. So the presence of mother or any person who the child is close to, or the child has some confidence in any relative or any caretaker, so that person should be around. And then, of course, the surrounding also has to be child friendly. I think most of the places we have seen and with DPCR also, I have been attending few topics with them also. So they are trying to make the child where the child doesn't come in contact with the like court also. So it has to be totally child friendly. Maybe a video conferencing where child is not exposed to something which is quite unfamiliar to the child, and her words to be taken as a verbatim. And we can ask about certain things like if she has some pain while passing urine or defecation, or maybe some abdominal pain. And then, of course, we can assess some panic, anxiety, nervousness. Of course, some nervousness will also be there because of unfamiliar surroundings. But if we are making the child comfortable, and if these things continue, so they can just give us some guidelines, although they can give some assessment points to us, and then we can know about, and we can make the child comfortable as well as we can extract the information out of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Latika. Dr. Deepa Pasi, if the child is too young to explain, what can be done?
Thank you, Dr. Ajay. If the child is too young to explain, we have to design and deliver age-appropriate interventions. And this includes the use of communication and methodologies that are comprehensible to the child in the course of the treatment, including to provide the personal safety education and awareness as well. So before we start, we have to also see the 5 specific domains of development of the child. That is a physical or the locomotor, speech and language, cognitive, social, and emotional development. So the child's emotional state of readiness has to be considered before engaging the child sexual abuse inquiry process. This includes interviewing the child to obtain information on the sequence of abuse and what happened, where it happened, that is the topographical, when it happened, whether it was light, day, night, whatever it is, and how that occurred to the child and how the child perceived and understood the abuse. Now, the interview may have to be carried out in well-defined sessions over a period of time, especially in the case of a younger child. Creative play methods, as Dr. Kaushal mentioned, such as stories, art, toys, dolls may have to be used, or even coloring books can be used to elicit children's narratives. Such indirect methods are gentle and non-threatening, and they also allow younger children with less developed verbal abilities to communicate their experience of abuse. During these sessions, while eliciting child's abuse narratives, we have to ask open-ended questions that encourage the children to express themselves freely. A detailed verbatim recording of the interview should be done through written documentation as well as video recordings in case of play sessions with young children, so they can be used for legal proceedings. So first and foremost, we should develop the rapport and introduction with the child. If, say, the child is sitting, we should also sit at the same level. If the child is sitting on the chair, sit at the chair level. Give toys and play activities like I have already mentioned, and spend some time with the child. Engage in neutral conversation that what did you eat? That will, pacify the child. And then comes the most important thing, that we have to record the episodic memory. So observation and signs have to be taken into consideration. Where comes a physical signs or unexplained bruises, injuries, some especially in the genital areas. Then the behavioral signs, which Dr. Kaushal had also pointed out, that we have to see that there is fear of certain people, there is reluctance to go home, and there is difficulty in playing physical activities, difficulty in walking, sitting. Sometimes there will be thumb sucking in such children, and there is a lot of fidgeting. Then comes a thorough medical examination by a person who is trained in this field. Consent of the guardian is necessary, but if it is not available, we have to work in the interest of the child. Information to the child welfare services is along with mandatory reporting, which we are emphasizing again and again, to the local authorities, to the police or the child welfare services. Use of professionals for the interviews have to be done with age-appropriate techniques, and these should include play therapy and non-verbal cues like body language. Creating a safe environment, that means the safety of the child has to be taken into consideration by removing them from the suspected abuser's environment and providing temporary shelter. Last but not the least is to provide counseling, and most important is detailed documentation of the medical findings, observation, and other relevant details which are crucial, and these can serve as evidence in the court of law. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Deep. Dr. Kaushal, in case of sexual violence, what is your responsibility as a hospital administrator? I think you already mentioned, but we have to please go through certain.
Yeah, sir, I will. Yeah. Sir, as administrator, I would say, because if any, it's for the other also, I would say, if it comes into your notice, then mandatory reporting is a must, sir.
Yes.
That administrator should not at all attempt to protect its even if its subordinate or even the close one is involved, reporting is a must. That is first take on this. Secondly, sir, to manage that sexual assault victim, there is a clinic, I just uttered the word, one-stop center. Gynecologist is the in charge of that center. And we have got social workers employed there. They are available. Round the clock it runs. Whenever the case comes, we never expose that case because confidentiality and non-disclosure is a very key point in that. Straightway that a person goes to the one-stop center, and everything, including bathing, changing of clothes, every facility is there. That kit is available, sampling, everything is done there. And no exposure to the general patients or general cues is done for that patient. That is one. And also, I told there is one responsibility. Once no one is available with the child, then as an administrator, you can assign that duty to some senior doctor, preferably female, to play that role in the best interest of the child. And also because it's a multi-disciplinary management is there. Sometimes injuries are so much that you have to involve other departments also. And it has to be done as quickly as possible. That is the way we manage that. And also psychological aspect is very, very important. Family, sport, psychological, otherwise also, and sport to the child. And ma'am, I forgot to mention, Dr. Kiran pointed out that while examining or getting history from the child, sometimes you need to give frequent breaks to the child, and that is very much required.
And also, sir, I'd like to add one thing, that giving them the information, what are their rights once they have come to the hospital, is very essential.
To the survivor, yes, sir,
Yes.
that information is always given. Because there is always a possibility of re-exposure to such, so all information is given to them and to the family also. And we have got very well displayed charts there in that room.
And the survivor has every right to refuse any kind of treatment or examination.
Yes. That is always there, part of informed consent also. So even in research work, if you involve healthy personnel also, in that it's very beautifully written, at any stage you can refuse to participate and all. That is part of informed consent. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kaushal, sir. Dr. Deepak, a 10-year-old boy presents with anal pain to you as a physician. So you are suspecting something. So what do you do?
In sir, we have if we have ruled out all medical conditions and we suspect any kind of sexual act or sexual abuse, after examining the patient, we give this psychological support, make the child comfortable, and what all Dr. Kaushal have already explained. Every doctor need to do all these things, and then again the mandatory reporting. Even if it is a male, because it is a gender neutral act, we have to report to the law enforcing agencies or welfare committee, whosoever is convenient to us. That even if there is a suspicion, that is the only thing as a medical legal person I can say.
So, what are the indicators of child sexuality?
There is a behavior indicators and physical indicators. And behavior indicators, abrupt changes in the behavior, low self-esteem, reluctance to any change in the behavior. And in physical indicators, if we find any STD, sexually transmitted disease, or in case of female, there is a pregnancy or complaint in the genital area, and we suspect any harmful act has been done or difficulty in walking, sitting, repeated unusual injuries, pain during menstruations, frequent yeast infections, or anything in the behavior or in physical examination, then we should suspect the sexual abuse.
And
Even if there is a frightness or patient is so very shy or very aggressive or not responding or becoming very agitated, that also comes in the indicators of the sexual abuse.
Also, we must believe every word child says.
Yeah.
Do not
even the signs, if he's what he's showing, how he's behaving.
Thank you, Dr. Deepak. Dr. Sharma, sir, how to inform police and maintain record?
The survivor or the victim of the sexual violence, it may report to a doctor or the hospital either through a police requisition after the survivor victim has lodged a FIR or complaint to the police. Okay. Or when the survivor victim find the hospital as a trusted place and visit the doctor and the hospital either for a therapeutic care or for evidence collection or both. And thirdly, when the survivor directly go to the court and lodge a court complaint and visit the doctor hospital through a court order. So here these three situations arises. In all these situations, if the patient come directly to us, as has been discussed, the consent, I think both ethically and legally, a doctor cannot examine any survivor or victim without seeking their informed consent. And informed should be sought in a language that the survivor or the victim understand. And the entire procedure of the examination, collection of the evidence from the body, from genitalia, and treatment modality available should be explained to the survivor and the victim. All this should be recorded. And proper documentation of the written informed consent should be taken after explaining the above procedures. Whatever barriers in taking the consent, whether patient is not able to give or he can refuse the consent also. Certain they can refuse. In that case, from legal guardian, from the parents, or the hospital authority. And our liabilities, legal obligation is on the doctor that we have to report to the police because it's cognizable offense under this POCSO Act. And we have to provide the MLR. We have to prepare the MLR if the authority, they ask us, request us to prepare. And we should not delay the treatment if the victim refuses immediate reporting. Victim said, don't report, but you have to give the emergency treatment, which I am not discussing about that treatment. As per the BNS Act 397, treatment of the victim has to give free treatment, emergency treatment, and all these, which I am not going into detail. Yes.
If the child has been brought by police or by a court order, do we need to report?
Do we?
Sir, child has been brought by either police to a hospital or by the order of the court.
Yes.
So do we
No,
again?
No. This is already coming to the police and the court. Yes.
Yes, but sir, say now the parents have come with the child and they say we don't want to report.
No, but you have to report.
You have to
Yes.
do your job.
Yes.
So whatever the parents or the accompanying person says, we have to report.
We have to report. We have discussed it is mandatory reporting. Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Sharma.
Yeah.
Dr. Deepa Gupta, a 16-year-old girl seeks birth control as she is traveling with her boyfriend without informing her parents. She fears that her parents will react negatively or that they will prevent her from accessing care. How to tackle such a case as a physician? How to proceed, and is it POCSO Act applicable in this case?
Good evening, Dr. Ajay and everyone. And I'm congratulate Adolescent Academy for taking up such a very good topic. I'm a gynecologist by profession, so we get such type of cases in our practice. And this is a very tricky situation for a physician because in this particular case, the act has not been performed. But as she's planning to travel, so the intention is definitely there for a sexual activity. So it comes under the POCSO Act. The POCSO Act clearly says even if the act has not been done, but the intention of doing is that, and she is a girl who's less than 18 years, so it comes under the POCSO Act, and we need to inform the police, and we need to counsel this girl. We have to tell her it's illegal to have a sexual activity before the age of 18 years. And regarding to inform the parents, I don't think so. We should inform the parents regarding this. The reason behind is because that will go against the privacy of the patient, we cannot, against the medical ethics. So otherwise it comes under the POCSO Act.
So this is a potential situation where POCSO Act will become applicable as if there is intention to do the act, we have to report. So we can simply report on, say, 112 number, that emergency police number, that such patient has come. We can just take the name and keep a record of reporting such a case. And but we cannot stop them from doing anything. So another case, a 16-year-old girl married to a 20-year-old male approaches you for a 2 months pregnancy. So what you will do now?
The girl is 16 years and the boy is 20 years. So it comes under the POCSO Act. It will definitely come from the POCSO Act, and the mandatory reporting of such a case to the police. As a physician, it's must for us. But that doesn't mean I'm going to deny the treatment to her. I have to explain it to her, even if she's a married lady and she's legally, according to them, she's legally married, but according to the law, this marriage is illegal. And if any girl, even if with the consent, has a sexual activity before the age of 18 years, so that becomes illegal, and the mandatory reporting to the police is must. Then we come to, because it is a teenager and an adolescent pregnancy, so we have to be very, very sympathetic with the patient. We can't deny. We have to go routine antenatal checkup, ultrasounds, and all the medications has to be. And rather, we have to be more cautious in such a pregnancy because it is a adolescent pregnancy. So, and regarding who will give the consent, the husband can't give the consent for this particular girl if she wants to go for an MTP or anything like that. We need to take a consent from the parents of the girl because she is a minor. She's less than 18 years.
So we need to respect the decision of the girl, whether she wants to continue the pregnancy or wants to go for a termination.
Yes, definitely. And it also comes under the Child Marriage Act.
Yes.
Normally, if we go to Rajasthan, most of the cases are like that. So we can't punish every girl who is 16 years married to 20 years. But mostly it depends on the judiciary. Our duty is to inform.
Yes. So we cannot be judgmental. Whatever we can, we need to provide the medical care they are seeking. We cannot deny the medical care.
Yes.
Dr. Deepa Pasi, ma'am, a 14-year-old boy is blackmailed by an adult who pretends to be a peer online. The adult convinces the boy to send explicit photos and videos of himself, and later the boy is threatened with the release of the material unless he continues to comply. So what do you do in such cases?
In India, these cases of online exploitation, blackmail, and child sexual abuse are treated very seriously, and there are legal processes and immediate actions that should be taken to protect the child and ensure that the perpetrator is held accountable. Sextortion is basically a combination of two words. One is sexual, the other is extortion. So the abusers often develop relationship with the victims through grooming, whereby children develop real life and online relationships, and then they are coerced to do things they otherwise wouldn't do. Once a predator has obtained sexual content from a victim, they will proceed to intimidate and threaten them to release the images or the videos they have obtained. They may also post them online or intentionally use family or connections at work or school as a part of the blackmail. They become pervasive. This is digital handling of child's genitalia, and the non-genital forms of sexual touching becomes using child pornography, nude photos, sexually harassing by words or action. And any images or videos obtained from a minor are considered to be child sex abuse material. There are 5 ways the predators basically lure these kids. In this particular case, he was acting young. The other is they can sometimes prevent like a hacker. They can promote promising gifts. They click baits and also fake modeling other people. So in this particular case, first and foremost thing is to ensure immediate safety. And for that, the child sees the communication with the offender. So the child must stop all communication with the perpetrator immediately. This includes blocking them on the social media platform, messaging apps, and any other form of online communication. Preserve the evidence. In a state of panic, do not delete, because it is critical to preserve the conversation, images, and videos or other forms of evidence that might be later used in the court of law. Inform the parents or the guardians, reach out to a trusted adult, keep the situation confidential, report the incident to the authorities. Now contact the police. Under the Indian Penal Code and the Information Technology Act 67B, it deals with the child pornography and exploitation. IPC 384 deals with extortion. 506 covers criminal intimidation. Cybercrime cells are there, and the national helpline, which we have already talked about, the 1098, which can be used to report the cases of child abuse or exploitations. It is a confidential service aimed at helping minors in distress. Report the incident on online platforms as well, that like Facebook, WhatsApp, Snapchat. They have mechanisms to report abusive and exploitive behavior. There are 3 dots on these things, and you click on it, either it can block or report the particular offender. Now, cybercrime reporting portals like www.cybercrime.gov.in, you can report on that site also. And under the POCSO Act, mandatory reporting has to be done. Last but not the least, counseling and psychological support and ensuring a legal action against the perpetrator is very important. Filing an FIR with the police, it will initiate the legal process on its own. Then the internal cooperation, like if suppose the offender is outside India, then the authorities can seek assistance with the international channels such as Interpol or the Cybercrime International Corporation. In India, the Supreme Court has basically abolished the term child pornography, and it has been replaced by child sexual abuse, that is a CSAM, in 2019. Now, this was a part on an effort to modernize the legal language and make the laws more in line with the international norms related to the child sexual exploitation in the digital age. And we can also teach our children the 5B. That is, be private, keep the information you share online in public to anyone, be proactive, frequently update your passwords, be smart, that is, stay cautious, don't respond to messages from strangers, be alert, that means be careful who you may meet online, especially if they ask to talk secretly on other platforms. Be vocal. Report suspicious behavior to adults, technology platforms, and local authorities, and be kind to yourself. It is never your fault if you are ever targeted. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dr. Sharma, a 14-year-old girl comes to the OPD accompanied by her mother with complaints of pain and itching in the private parts. They were living in a paternal uncle's house after her father died 2 years back. Mother was observing her child behavior for past few weeks. As she has started looking dull, pale, she used to get anxious. On examination, there were some scratches on the vulva and the hymen was torn. So doctor became suspicious. She was able to take history of sexual abuse by her uncle. She was threatened by him if she discloses about this, and she also gives a history of femininity. So again, now parents do not want to inform the police, but what do we do?
Sir, this is a clear-cut case of sexual assault. Whether the patient want or doesn't want, this is our duty. As we have been discussing, mandatory reporting has to be done to the police. There are a lot of medical implications for this. And legally, any assault below, as we have discussed in the POCSO Act, that intercourse by anybody less than 18 years of age, it will be called as sexual assault, irrespective of whether the consent has been given or consent has not been given. And whenever sexual assault is reported or suspected, then you have to case, the medical legal case you have to make. And mandatory to inform the police. And as we have discussing about the record, make the record in triplicate, one for the patient, one copy you have to give to the police, and other for the hospital record. And consent for making a medical legal record is also needed, but refusal doesn't mean that you don't have to make the medical record. The child or the parents both can refuse for the medical case. And this detailed medical examination and sample collection must be explained, as I have told you, in the consent, the procedure, what you are going to do, and the written consent obtained for each part of the examination, each step of the examination. So that is mandatory, and we have to document this in our record. And informed consent, we have already discussed. This is very, very important in medical examination of such a case. And even if there is no negative consent, then we have to also document. And it has to be signed by the two neutral person, that the victim, the survivor has refused, or the parents have refused, but you have to take a consent from the higher authorities, from the hospital authority. And then you have to do this. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, one comment in this, because it's a close family member, father died, they might be totally dependent on that maternal angle. Just a situation, sir, for their just day-to-day living also. Then there is a provision in the state owns such children that that child must at least be separated from the situation.
Yes, we should not stay with that perpetrator.
Yeah. Because same house, sir, things are not going to change. Yeah.
Reported to juvenile and CWC, and they have to make some arrangement. Yes.
Dr. Deepa Pasi.
In this case, can I interrupt?
Yes, ma'am.
In this case, the police has to inform the CWC in any way. Any case is examined or reported or FIR is filed. This has to be reported to the CWC. So this is a wrong statement that reporting can be done at any time, and POCSO doesn't say this thing clearly. If police suspects, has to inform to the CWC about this. If the abuse has been taken within the home, and the CWC has to, within 3 days, CWC has to remove this child to the safer place.
72
To the place of safety, that is called. Yes. Within 3 days.
Whenever we come to a knowledge that a child has been abused, we must report immediately, so that if any sample collection is possible, that can be done immediately. Otherwise, we may be accused of tampering with the evidence.
And to the police. The doctor should not be given this message that why unnecessarily to make a scene by calling the police. And you can report to the
No, you can
report
call
to
the
the
police.
CWC, or yes, reporting has to be done to the police.
Yes, because this is a legal requirement.
Dr.
And
Ajay, our duty is only to inform the police. Rest, the
yes,
procedure is decided, fixed.
yes.
All protocols are set. We should not step ahead and discussing unnecessary things.
Yes.
What PWCC, what the medical examination will done,
So,
what police will do. As a doctor, if we come to any kind of sexual abuse, we should report immediately.
Provide the medical
Yes,
care.
there is no time limit given, but
Also.
it should be immediately, and our duty finishes there then.
No, we have to provide the medical care as well as preserve the
No,
sample.
medical care is a different issue.
But reporting is a
Reporting to
mandatory thing which has
CWC,
to be
what
taken. Message
CWC
is
is
that.
doing, the all
Yes.
protocols is set. That is
Yes.
the
No,
now
no.
responsibility of the government,
No,
Yes.
no,
not
Deepak,
the person who is reporting.
Deepak,
Yes.
this discussion just came out of it. What will happen to the child? So just wanted to
No, that
highlight
is
that
a
there is a
different issue,
system
sir.
in place that child will be taken care of.
Yeah,
That is the
yeah.
message which we wanted to convey.
Yes.
Dr. Sharli, you want to say
Well,
something?
that is why this has to information has to be
Dr.
has to
Sharli,
go to
please
the
be quick.
CWC
Yes, sir. So just
within
very small
24
thing.
hours.
If during, like you are saying, it is mandatory immediately. If during our health screening for a different reason, adolescent has come to us, and the adolescent tells us that her cousin touched her, say breasts, and tried to kiss her. Now, are we supposed to report that? And she said
Yes.
this happened 6 months back.
Yeah, that is
And
the
Yes.
tricky situation, ma'am. That is the tricky situation we
No,
should.
we should still
We have to
inform
inform.
and
Yes,
let
ma'am.
the police or the
Legally, we have to inform.
Dr. Deepak,
Legally we have
may
to.
I come in? Yeah.
Yes, sir. You are
So
the
we
Chandramohan
need,
here.
You're
we
already
need
there.
not
Actually,
we need not disclose the identity of the child. We can simply
Yes,
say
yes.
the girl
That
had
is a
walked
must.
in
That is a must.
and reported this. That's it.
Sir, I have told in the beginning
Yes,
that
Dr.
only.
Chandramohan.
Yeah,
Sir, I have told in the data that
I
only
came across.
65. Okay.
Ah,
Sir,
yes, sir. Bolo, Dr. Chandan.
sir, recently I came across the same dilemma what ma'am was asking. We were investigating a 10-year-old girl for the pain abdomen, and during history she revealed that her father was the one has indulged in some activity, and when we reported to the police, then mother said, no, ये बच्चे की बात आप लोग क्यों मानते हो, बच्चे से क्या नहीं करना है. But we ensured that the police came to it, and then
Yes,
that
we have to report. Yes,
So
yes.
father, so this will be aggravated case where he's in a position of responsibility.
Influencing.
But what about two
Responsibility.
cousins?
That also has to
That's
be
very
reported.
common.
Still we have to report.
Report.
Let's continue with
And
the
then
No.
again situations come because both are adolescent and this act is gender neutral. So this act is not actually practically gender neutral.
it's gender biased.
It is gender
So
biased.
I was reading news a few days back. A mother of 3 children married one of her own students studying in class 12th, and child was only 17. That male was 17 and a half years. Now this will be a reverse sexual abuse. The lady can be held liable here.
Yes, so
Yes,
if
yes,
you come
yes,
across,
both
if
way
you
it is
come across
neutral.
the boy, and then you have to report for the boy that he has
Sexual
been
abuse
abused.
of the boy.
Yes.
Sexual
Yes.
abuse of the boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mandatory
Even
reporting
the
is there also.
दोनों
sexual
तरफ
abuse of
neutral है सर ये.
हाँ.
Survivor also and the
Victim also.
accused
So,
also.
Dr.
तो
Deepa, what is
आपने
the
जिसको देख लिया उसकी रिपोर्टिंग करानी पड़ेगी.
Coming back to the discussion.
Doctor
status of
Dr.
mandatory
Chandramohan,
reported
sir,
Ideally,
cases
one
of
line, sir.
married
ideally this act
adolescents?
needs amendments like
Sir, one line, sir.
when both adolescents. हाँ जी.
हाँ सर, मैं कह रहा हूँ कि मैंडेटरी रिपोर्टिंग करनी चाहिए. वो एक हवा बनेगी, डर बनेगा इस लॉ का, तभी ये चीजें थोड़ी सी बंदिश लगेगी. तो रिपोर्टिंग से तो डरो ही मत सर, करनी है. इवन इफ यू सस्पेक्ट एंड लाइकली टू हैपन आल्सो इट इज रिटन.
And also, even if doesn't come out to be true, you are not held liable.
सर, so many times we come across this situation, जो फैमिली वाला मैटर है, तो उसमें ऐसा पुलिस नहीं है कि उसको पकड़ के ले जाती है. देयर इज सिस्टम इन प्लेस. वो either child is removed from that or some psychologist intervenes, some support is given to the child. वो उतना भी बहुत है हमारे लिए ना. We should do.
So, Dr.
In
Deepa,
silence, they should not suffer.
What is the
Yes.
status of mandatory reporting in cases of married adolescents?
Well, under the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act 2006, as Dr. Deepak had mentioned, child marriage in girls less than 18 and boys less than 21 is illegal. So there is no specific law mandating automatic reporting of child marriages, but this marriage is considered illegal, and so the authorities should be informed. Mandatory reporting has to be done under the POCSO as well as the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act. Thank you.
Ma'am, marriage is not under POSCO Act.
No. Under the Prohibition of the Child Marriage Act. Also, it is illegal because the age is there. And secondly, under the POCSO also, it
तो
mandates.
marriage के बाद गौना होता है ना, अगर वो हो जाता है, then it comes under POSCO Act.
Okay, I didn't know about the Gona part.
Getting married is not under POSCO Act.
Marriage is not under POCSO.
नहीं, वो गौना के बाद तो पॉक्सो एक्ट आएगा, उससे पहले प्रोहिबिशन ऑफ चाइल्ड मैरिज एक्ट आएगा।
पहले आएगा प्रोहिबिशन ऑफ चाइल्ड मैरिज एक्ट।
वो तो आएगा, वो तो मैंने बोला ही पहले।
So it has to be reported to the
मतलब mandatory
CWC.
reporting comes after gona, not
Yes.
after marriage.
Not after marriage.
Intention तो है।
हाँ.
So, Dr. Deepa Gupta, what is, as a doctor, should we do when a 16-year-old girl, unmarried girl, approaches you for a pregnancy test? She has amenorrhea and she says, I want to get tested for pregnancy.
Yes, we have to do a pregnancy test and assess her health. But because she's less than say 18 years, so under the POCSO Act, mandatory reporting to the police is important. Then we need to counsel her whether she wants to continue the pregnancy or the option of the abortion is there. And the consent for the abortion has to be taken from the parents. And then we have to be very sympathetic to this girl. And yes, one important point is if the rape and the abuse has been suspected, so we need to inform the child protection services also, besides the police. And we have to carry out with the abortion if she is willing for that. And the abortion has to be in a very proper, safe, legal method and with proper documentation. And we have to definitely maintain a balance between the legal requirements and the minor rights and the emotion. We have to be very sympathetic and give a good emotional support to this girl.
So if it was a non-consensual sex, we must provide her medical care regarding even transmission of sexually transmitted diseases and HIV also. We must be very, very careful and provide protection from all those medical conditions also.
So consensual or non-consensual, it comes to the same, no?
Consensual means that they were in love and we can always get the other partner tested. Otherwise, in the case of non-consensual, we may not know the partner or who did it, and then we have to take the precautions.
So उसमें तो करना ही है, उसमें तो करना ही है।
Non-consensual तो कोई भी है जो it comes under rape.
हाँ।
तो POSCO का तो कोई रोल ही नहीं है फिर।
हाँ। Consensual below 18 of age is illegal.
नहीं पॉक्सो का रोल क्यों नहीं है ना?
तो आएगा ही रोल, पॉक्सो को तो आएगा ही आएगा ना।
As per the law of the land, consent below 18-year-old cannot give the consent.
I am talking of non-consensual.
Any consensual or not?
But we have to provide that medical care of regarding
non-consensual act will treat under the rape.
Yes. And in the same light, if 9 months old girl approaches for a 12 weeks pregnancy.
It will be the same situation because the act has been done when she was less than 18 years. So it will come under the POCSO Act. And yes, definitely if it's a rape or a sexual abuse, so involve the child protection services also.
So nowadays, I think courts are taking a lenient view on this. If they are married or something, and the act has been consensual, they may not give punishments.
Sir, that is a choice of judicial officers.
Yes,
Our duty is to inform.
Doctor's duty is
सारे
only
discussion में doctors की एक ही duty है mandatory reporting.
Mandatory reporting and providing the urgent medical care.
Yeah. वो तो duty है ही.
Proper documentation, preserving the samples.
अजय, providing the proper medical care तो doctor की duty है ही.
and preserving
उसको
the
तो हम discuss ही नहीं
documents
करते।
and samples also. If there are
Yes, the products of conception should be preserved if the
Yeah.
DNA testing or that's important.
So sorry to interrupt, Dr. Ajay sir. It's
ਹਾਂਜੀ।
10:40. If you can just
Yeah,
wrap up
we're
in
just
another 5-7
finishing. Last
minutes.
slide. No, this is already done. And these are what are the short-term and long-term effects. Like child may be long-term or so Dr. Kaushal, would you like to say about the long-term side effects of child sexual abuse?
So mostly long term, I would like to focus on mental health issues.
Yes.
Like depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder is there. And there could be long-term relationship difficulties also. And important is low self-esteem of these survivors, the feeling of worthlessness and all. And many times somatization of symptoms occur, but they go into chronic abdominal pain, all tests are negative, everything. Headache also, they go on complaining for many without any this thing. And avoidance behavior also become, they avoid certain places and people. And in extreme cases, there might be suicidal tendencies also. So
Yes, we have to take care of suicidal tendencies.
yes,
That is
so they
very
have to be provided with full psychological support, and follow-up is very, very essential.
Sir, last question, Dr. Sharma. What is the status of consensual sex between adolescents? Both are 15 years.
Yes,
Both
sir,
15
in
years.
India, the consensual sexual activity between adult above age of 18 years.
No, sir, both are 15 years. 15 years.
In 15 years, it is not it is illegal.
So who will be punished? Whom do we report? Boy or the girl?
No, we have to report both are responsible.
Report kar dijiye na. Rest is will be taken care by the
They
police.
report and they have to see the
There
age
is
also.
juvenile justice board is there to punish these.
Sir, burden of the proof in legal context is on the prosecutors. Prosecution to prove that there was no consent or this age was that one or consensual or not consensual. So this will be on the judicial system.
Burden of proof is on the accused. Accused has to prove that he has not done this.
No, madam, it was. I am saying
We just
about
need to
consensual.
report. Don't worry about the conviction.
Yes.
So we must create awareness and let our adolescents fly high.
Wonderful
recently,
सर अभी सर ने बोला 15 तो नॉट लीगल, तो दैट मींस कोई एक पर्टिकुलर एज है एडोलेसेंट एज में जो लीगल है? लीगल तो होता नहीं।
नहीं, कुछ भी लीगल नहीं है।
कुछ भी लीगल नहीं, बिलो 18 तो कुछ भी लीगल नहीं।
Married, not married, consensual, non-consensual, it is the age which matters.
Exactly.
Yes, madam. Yes.
For reporting.
So, all the respected panelists for a wonderful discussion, and all the audience and delegates.
One thing I want to say, there was one case that is kissing, hugging or holding hand in a private. Is it legal or illegal?
According to the law तो illegal
नहीं करेंगे, आपको कैसे पता चलेगा?
No, somebody has seen. There was a
Somebody has seen,
complaint.
so then
There
that
was a
will be
complaint
illegal.
that one person that in front of my house there is a park. I daily.
Sir, if वो जो adolescents है वो refuse कर दें कि हमने तो ऐसा कुछ किया नहीं।
नहीं, उसके लिए कोई रिपोर्टिंग करने की जरूरत नहीं है, इतना भी उसको लेने की जरूरत नहीं है।
वही केस करते हैं,
कि कोई एडोलेसेंट्स किस कर रहे हैं तो उसको हमने रिपोर्ट करना है।
सर, ब्रीच ऑफ
All
प्राइवेसी
those who come to us, we have to
अगर
report
कोई
them.
एक्यूज करता है, वो रिपोर्ट करता है, तब करने की जरूरत है, नहीं तो
अगर इवन ए गर्ल कम्स
ब्रीच
टू
ऑफ
अस,
प्राइवेसी भी एक एक्ट है।
सर इसका
great areas which we must
सर
be
फिर ये
aware
तो
of.
हिपोक्रेसी हो गई। एक तरफ से जब हम हेड स्क्रीनिंग में बच्चे ने बताया कि मेरे कजन ने मेरे साथ सिर्फ किस किया था या मेरे ब्रेस्ट को पकड़ा था, अब मैं कुछ नहीं करना चाहती हूँ, उसको हम रिपोर्ट कर देंगे।
रिपोर्ट तो करना ही पड़ेगा। रिपोर्ट तो करना ही पड़ेगा।
We have come to you, Dr. Shalini.
डॉक्टर
It has come under your purview.
हिपोक्रेसी नहीं है, इसमें सिचुएशन ये है कि अगर वो चीज बाद में एग्जैगरेट हो जाती है और केस रिपोर्ट हो जाता है और कहीं से ये पता लगता है कि डॉक्टर शालिनी को ये बात पता थी और उन्होंने रिपोर्ट नहीं करी, देन इट बिकम्स ए प्रॉब्लम।
तब डॉक्टर शालिनी फंस जाएंगे।
आपका मैम
जाके डॉक्टर शालिनी फंस जाएंगे, अदरवाइज देयर इज नथिंग।
आप सिर्फ बच्चे के नाम से 112 पे फोन करो जी, एक बच्चा आया था इस नाम से,
Exactly.
ये हुआ था, उसके
आपको
बाद
क्या लगता
आपको
है
उसके
जितने
बारे में
केस
कुछ नहीं पता।
आपको लगता है
वो कहाँ
जितने
रहते
केस
हैं, कौन थे, क्या फोन नंबर था,
हाँ
आपको कुछ नहीं
यस
पता।
आपको क्या लगता है
आप
जितने
सिर्फ
केस रिपोर्ट होते हैं कोई एक्शन थोड़ी होता है छोटी मोटी चीजों
आप
में
सिर्फ 112 पे फोन
रेप में
करके
बेल हो
इन्फॉर्म कर
जाती
दो,
है
वो
सर
चले
इसका
गए।
अभी
जब
मैं इसका
एक्चुअली तो जुडिशरी भी तो सोच पर जुडिशरी
एग्जाम्पल
तो
ऑफ
आजकल
इलाहाबाद
बहुत
हाई कोर्ट रिसेंटली
पर
जुडिशरी तो आजकल
आप
बहुत लीलियंट
आप
एक्ट ले रही है एडोलेसेंट पे बहुत
और जब भी आप
लीनियंट
112
मीन्स
पे
ले रही
कॉल
है
करो तो आप
वी
डेट और टाइम जरूर
यस
नोट करें।
देयर शुड बी अमेंडमेंट इन दिस एक्ट
Yes.
सर
जुडिशरी
एक्चुअली देर इज
प्रेसिडेंस तो
नो,
दे ही रही है मैडम
देर
I
इज
think we have Dr. Rajesh Mehta over here.
Dr. Deepa, I want to clarify one thing.
Yes.
There is no specific law in India that making kissing, hugging, or holding hand in one partner public place.
Yes.
But in one judgment in June 2024 last year, that section 294 of the Indian Penal Code prohibit obscene act or
देयर इज अ लॉ ऑफ ऑब्ससेनिटी सर ऑब्ससेनिटी है
अलग है, वो अलग है सर।
पहले से ही
kissing, no sir,
आईपीसी
kissing,
पॉक्सो की बात अलग
उसका
है।
ये इसमें
ना
जजमेंट
पॉक्सो
दिया
अलग
था
है
इसमें,
ऑब्ससेनिटी अलग है
तो
उसकी
इसमें
डेफिनेशन
मालूम
ही अलग है
That will
if
come
it
in a
is causing
totally different
annoyance,
perspective.
I
sir,
think simple way out is making a phone call on 112, informing that such a patient had come. We don't know further. Let
सर
them
अगर
find the
डॉक्टर
patient.
अजय गुप्ता अगर आप ऐसे रिपोर्ट करने लगोगे तो दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी में आप एक दिन गुजर जाओ, एक महीना आपको रिपोर्ट
सर
करने
बट
के लिए
294 में आईपीसी में ये लिखा हुआ है
नहीं ठीक
prohibit
हैं?
obscene act or word in public place.
किसी अच्छे मौसम वाले टाइम पे नेहरू
Which
पार्क
का
चले जाओ,
annoyance
आप
and
रिपोर्ट ही करते
objection,
रह
which
जाओगे।
का annoyance
नहीं नहीं,
ऐसे
आपको
थोड़ी
वहां
होता
नहीं
है
रिपोर्ट करना है, आपको सिर्फ अपनी क्लिनिक पे ही करना है।
हाँ क्लिनिक पे ही करना है, जो आपको रिपोर्ट कर रहा है उसको रिपोर्ट करना है आपको।
I think we have touched the hornet's nest. It's an unending discussion.
So I
Yes, sir. So
request
I will.
Ashima to please take
वैक्यूम तो
over.
रहता ही है ना हर डिस्कशन में,
Dr.
तो
Ashima,
रहेगा।
please carry on.
Has
In
to be.
case of institutional
Nothing is perfect. Yeah.
case where the medical examination has been taken place, it becomes the responsibility of the institutional head that the case is registered,
पुलिस को
the
जाना है
case
मैम,
is
जाता है मैम, वो
documented
जाता
in
है,
the
जरूर जाता
local
है।
मैम
police
वो तो
station
जाता ही है,
registered.
उसमें क्या
हाँ,
प्रॉब्लम है, वो तो जाता ही है, वो तो पूरी सेक्सुअल हरेसमेंट कमेटी होनी चाहिए इंस्टीट्यूट पे, अगर
होती
वो
है
नहीं
सर,
है
होती है,
तो
इट
भी
इज वेरी
फंक्शन
वेल
है
इन
मेडिकल
प्लेस
सुपरिटेंडेंट और दी प्रिंसिपल,
दैट
नहीं
इंटर।
वो
institutional
तो है
head
ही
को
मैम।
डरना चाहिए, कम
हम
से
तो
कम
ट्रिकी
everyone is
सिचुएशंस को
aware
डिस्कस कर रहे
कि
हैं ना,
mandatory
And Dr.
reporting
वी आर
चाहिए।
Kaushal
नॉट
is saying it does go.
वी आर
So
नॉट वी आर नॉट डिस्कसिंग क्लियर कट सिचुएशंस, वी आर डिस्कसिंग ट्रिकी सिचुएशन।
सर व्हाट
जो क्लियर
अबाउट
कट है वो तो क्लियर कट है
I
ही
think
उसमें।
we can conclude now. Dr. Ashima, please go ahead.
सर
Sir,
मैं
with
लास्ट
due
क्लियर कर
respect,
दूं, दो कमिटीज रहती हैं हमारी, एक
सर
due
व्हाट
respect to
अबाउट
everybody, it's time now to close.
आईसीसी रहती है, एक इंटरनल कंप्लेंट कमेटी
वो तो है ही, वो
फॉर
तो है ही
द
मैडम।
पर्सनल वर्किंग इन द हॉस्पिटल। वो स्टाफ भी ऑन साइट, मतलब ऑन ड्यूटी हरासमेंट एंड ऑल, दैट इज ए सेपरेट
For
कमेटी,
post
इज
guideline.
एंटायरली डिफरेंट सर। दैट इज ओनर्स ऑफ एवरी एडल्ट, जिसको भी
Yes.
इसमें आता है, एंड दैट पर्सन इज इन ए पोजीशन टू रिपोर्ट, मस्ट बी रिपोर्टेड। सर अपने आप को एक से तो हटाओ ना, कि रिपोर्ट कर दो बस, खत्म।
Thank you, Dr. Kaushal, for those last words.
ठीक है, वेन्यू उस
I
हिसाब से तो
sincerely thank
कैफे मी का ऑल्टरनेटिव
I
वाइज
sincerely thank each one of you who interacted, who listened, and who joined with us today. I thank Central AHA for organizing this for us, giving us the opportunity and the platform to conduct this. I thank IAP Medical Legal Chapter for a very, very big support in all aspects in conducting this session. Our panelists, our faculty who joined
I
today.
think
guest
Dr.
of
Hima
honor.
Bindu ma'am has joined and wants to
Yeah.
say something.
And I just wanted to,
Acha,
I
okay,
was
ma'am has
listening
joined. Yes,
throughout.
ma'am.
I was listening throughout. It was such a vibrant discussion. कोई नहीं रुक रहा था, एकदम powerful, energetic discussion. And topic ही ऐसा चुने कि there was no ending of the discussion. And yes, there are ICC, there are so many things going on in the government setup, but we pediatricians are hesitating. It is a very good, timely topic. We need to empower our pediatricians. That is, I think, the aim. I really salute and congratulate the Delhi HA and all our friends in Delhi for such a wonderful discussion and such a wonderful session held today.
Thank you, ma'am.
Congratulations for the Central
Thank you,
HA.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, for your words of
Thank you,
encouragement.
Ashma, thank you very much।
Yes,
Thank
I'll
you,
be
sir.
failing in
Nice
my
topic,
duty.
it was
I
wonderful।
will just say,
I'll be
before
failing in
peop-
my duty
before
if I
people log
And
out,
don't
just keep it
thank
up,
my
many more such
dynamic.
topics are required। Yeah.
I'll be failing in my duty if I don't thank my dynamic secretary Ashima for doing the work relentlessly. Thank you,
Nahi,
Ashima,
ma'am,
and
okay.
all the panelists, all the guests,
Thank you,
the guests of honor,
Deepa.
and all
Thank you.
those who joined. Thank you for giving your valuable time. Thank you. It means a lot. Thank you.
Thanks,
We
everyone.
look forward to
Good
similar
night,
panels
Dr.
and
Prima.
on-site conferences,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Nice
Good
meeting
night.
you all.
Good night.
Thank you. Great
Good night.
discussion.
And happy
Thank you very
reporting.
much. Thank you all.
Happy reporting.
Happy reporting, yeah.
So please become member of Medicolegal
Reporting is never
chapter
happy.
with Dr.
Mandatory
Sameer's
reporting.
request.
Mandatory reporting.
Mandatory reporting, right.
And member
Yes.
of AHA
And please
and
become member
Medicolegal
of the
chapters.
Medicolegal
Legal
chapter.
chapter, the life
Yeah.
member fees is only
All-
1,500 rupees.
All
And
please attend the Central HA webinar and Wave 18 on 17 and 18. There's request from Central HA.
So please share the link and we'll circulate it. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
night.
you, everyone. Thank
Good
you.
night.
All the audience, thank you.
Okay, Dr. Ajay. Thank you, Dr. Sharma.
Thank you.
Good night. Good night.
Thank you and good
everyone.
night. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr.
Good night.
Chandra Mohan. Nice seeing you.
Well done, Dr.
Ajay.
Dr. Ajay and
Dr.
Dr.
Sharma,
Deepak.
bye.
All of you, well done.
Good night.
Dr. R.N. Sharma, bye.
Excellent, excellent, sir. बहुत बढ़िया.
Hello, Dr.
Sir,
Smith.
thank you
Yes,
for
sir.
joining our
Excellent
Namaste, Dr.
moderation.
Hima Bindu Singh.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Good night, everyone.
Good
night.
evening, Dr.
Thank you, Dr.
Sadavarte.
Ruchira, Dr. Sangeeta ma'am, Dr. Pemde also for joining. I don't know whether they left or not.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Everyone
you.
is here.
Sameer, thank you.
Dr. Bhandari is also there.
Yes, Dr.
Bhandari is
Alok,
also there.
thank you for joining.
Please come in.
समीर के काफी interesting comments भी आए हैं बीच में. Thank you so much, sir.
No, I have put certain cases, but I thought I might be not be the participant today. But definitely, I written. Please read it. I think probably everything is on the internet, and you can very easily see those. Particularly, Kevla case that was Manding sir has mentioned. So I immediately check it out. Where 7.5 hours late, but the doctor was absolved because he had done many other good things as per the judgment. So must read. Reporting should be done ASAP for POCSO by the doctor.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yes,
Good night.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
so much.
Astos.
Thank you. Good
night.
Good night.
Good night,
everyone.
Ajay.
Asutosh. Hello, Asutosh. Yeah.
Yeah. Good evening. Good evening. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
अच्छा अजय सर.
Close कर दो ना ऊपर
Good
से.
night. Good night.
Yes.
Bye bye. Good night.
Sharma. Good night.
Satish Sharma sir.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.